Gamers, we've got PlayStation State of Play tomorrow. Let's do this. So, Sony really needed this. Well, I hope we can look back and say that Sony really needed this. They've had hit, miss for a while. And right now they're on a hit, so hopefully this isn't a miss. But yeah, I've compiled a list. We've got 20 games and 30 minutes. So I've compiled a list of the games I think will be there, some I hope will be there, and a lot of maybe wishful thinking. But let's get into it. So first up on my list is the leaked Horizon Zero Dawn remaster. Honestly, with this one, I don't know why we need it. I don't know if anyone was asking for it. But yeah, this is an odd one to me. There's a lot of Horizon being pushed, and I understand why. It is, I guess, Sony's biggest current IP, in their eyes anyway. But yeah, for me, it's not one that was needed. But again, if it's got good modes, like additional modes, additional features, who knows? It might be worthwhile. The next one is a Days Gone remaster to be announced. Again, this one was rumored. Unlike the Horizon one, it hasn't actually been leaked. But again, it's rumored to be there. And yeah, even though, again, this isn't probably an even more odd one than the Horizon piece, yeah, I guess it probably will be true. And the reason why I find this odd is because, one, apparently Sony wasn't really happy with the original take. Secondly, when Ben did want to try to do a second version of it, it basically got shut down by the studio internally before it even got to PlayStation. I guess the silver lining here is, if it does do well now, it might sway Ben to actually greenlight a second go at it. Who knows? The next one that I think is probably fairly certain to be here is Silent Hill in some capacity. I guess this is probably the last big dedicated marketing run that they can do ahead of Tokyo Game Show. So yeah, I guess this will take up a quite sizable chunk, maybe 5 minutes of gameplay or something like that. So yeah, the next game I'm hoping will be there is Metal Gear Solid Delta. Yeah, I'm hoping we get a release date for this one. I distinctly remember that this might be a 2024 game. I highly doubt it, because we're basically approaching the end of 2024. But yeah, a release date for that would be nice, and maybe another gameplay trailer, because yeah, that game looks awesome. Next one would be Death Stranding 2. Kojima is at TGS with a full host of, like, a full panel. So I suspect that we will be getting some additional news on Death Stranding 2 here. Probably a release date as well, but yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath. But I do definitely think that it will be there. Now, this is a bit of wishful thinking, but I would also like to see Wolverine. And I guess in some form of capacity, some form of gameplay, really, of that. I don't think we would get a release date. But yeah, I do feel like, yeah, Wolverine would be a very welcome addition here. Next up, and I think this has to be here, and that is Ghost of Tsushima 2. And yeah, I think this is a game that will probably showcase the power of the PS5 Pro. And I hope they do lean into that. I hope they lean into the PS5 Pro with a lot of these games and try to show us in a much better way the differences between a standard PS5 and the Pro variant. Yeah, hopping back to Horizon, I do expect to see some form of Lego Horizon here. Quite unfortunate. What I really hope they do is they just bundle both the remaster and Lego Horizon together and then keep it moving swiftly. But yeah, I do think Lego Horizon will also make an appearance here. And this one's probably wishful thinking, but I do believe or I do hope rather, that we will see this rumored Atreus God of War DLC. I haven't actually played Ragnarok yet. That is on my list. That might be one that I save for the PS5 Pro, if there is any form of enhancements for that version. But yeah, it would be nice to see a Miles Morales type of content for God of War. I do think that would be huge. So the next two actually are brand new IPs from Naughty Dog and Santa Monica. Both these studios have basically been missing. Naughty Dog more so than Santa Monica, but yeah, I do feel like these two studios, even if they don't show gameplay, and I don't think we will actually see any form of meaningful gameplay, but I do believe that they should just come out and basically announce what they're working on, right? And I do suspect both of them are working on new IPs, which, yeah, would be fantastic. I do also expect there to be roughly between 3 and 4 PSVR 2 games. I own a PSVR 2. I absolutely love my PSVR 2. But as bad as this is going to sound, I do hope that the trailers in total take up between 1 to 2 minutes and they keep it moving. It's very evident that Sony have kind of lost the will to really back the VR2. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, if they announce Half-Life Alyx, that would be huge, right? But yeah, again, some wishful thinking there. There are rumors that have come out either today or yesterday around Resident Evil 9. Not sure if Capcom would want to announce it themselves, but I do think that this is a good enough place to come out and basically announce that they are working on the next Resident Evil. All the previous Resident Evils in recent times have been really huge for them. So yeah, of course they're going to be working on a new variant of that. One which I don't know if Sony should do, but I think they will do. And I think if they do this, they need to really listen and hone in on our feedback, and that is fair games. And if I'm being completely frank, they need to show us gameplay. Like, no CG, they need to come in, show us gameplay, and listen to our feedback. And reason why is obvious, right? Concord. Yeah. But yeah, they need to come out, show us gameplay, and listen to our feedback. Because, yeah, they can't take another L like Concord. So hopping back to Ben's studio, I do think outside of the remaster, I do feel like they also should come out and tell us what they're also working on. And the reason why I've isolated Ben themselves is because they will have some form of presence at the State of Play if the Days Gone remaster gets announced, regardless of who's done the remaster. So it would be really bad optics if they come out, their game is this, right? The Days Gone remaster, and that's it. Like, they've got nothing else to show for it. And then the next one, which is probably, I'd say, dark horse, because, you know, we know Blue Point is also working on an original story as opposed to an original IP. But I do think it will be Housemarque, and I'm quite interested with what they'll be doing. They're a really talented studio, and they've come up with really unique ideas. And yeah, I'd like to see what Housemarque is up to, because out of all the studios, I do feel like that is one studio that literally went dark, right? Returnal launched, they went dark, they came back, everyone was like, oh, are they teasing a new game? It wasn't. It was basically like small bits for Returnal, and then they went dark again. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what they're working on. And so the last one, and the reason why I think this might actually make an appearance is because it will send a statement of intent from both Sony and Microsoft, and that is Starfield. Now, I don't actually believe that Starfield will show up, right? The more likely if Microsoft does make an appearance at a Sony State of Play. What a world we live in, right? But it will either be Doom or Indiana Jones. But the reason why I'm veering a bit towards Starfield is because that would steal headlines, right? And it might just be the nudge Sony need to yank them out of this whole Concord debate. There is a saying, you know, all press is good press, or bad press is good press, or whatever the saying is. But yeah, it also yank Xbox into the limelight. But yeah, those are the games I think would be there, / the games I hope would be there. Yeah, we're talking essentially, out of the list I gave, the ones that I think are certainly going to be there is the 2 remasters, so that's Days Gone and Horizon, Lego Horizon, Death Stranding 2, and yeah, Silent Hill. So yeah, I think those are definitely going to be there. But yeah, let me know if I've missed anything out that's like super obvious, or if you disagree or agree with some of my takes here, and if there is anything else you would like to be there. Either way, we don't have very long to wait. Hopefully we get the games we've been asking for, some new IPs, some return of, you know, beloved franchises, and yeah, hopefully they set up 2025 to be as just, yeah, the biggest year in gaming really. But as always, happy gaming.